Idiot YouTubers keep getting arrested. Where do they keep coming from? It's like they're multiplying. They're breeding. Who is it this time? I don't even know. This is a mystery. Oompaville. Idiot YouTuber arrested situation. Let's go.
Have you ever wanted to be a YouTuber so badly that you've considered sacrificing yourself, risking your own life at the altar of the algorithm in exchange for the almighty view?
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm risking my life. Because these people in these comments are unhinged and they want me dead.
People would say, no, I want to have a family and a wife that I love and have a house and a couple things and just kind of enjoy my life. And I don't...
What the fuck? Who wants to do that? I don't need no woman or no children. I'm single and ready to mingle, ladies.
Really care about materialism or numbers that much. Shut up! You have to do this type of stuff. That and jelking and pilking. Only thing that matters in life is having a long and a lot of views. If you don't have...
True, brother. So true.
Either one of those things, you might as well be really low in a caste system. Let's pretend like we're in 19th century India. No, this is getting dark, I'm sorry. People do this, they do that. We live in 2025, not everyone is rational and a lot of people really want to be super ultra famous and they want to use their stupidity as a way to gain influence and views and shit using platforms like YouTube. There are a lot of people who have completely started careers off of just being stupid. Not even entertaining, but just stupid. Sometimes you can be stupid and entertaining and you can build a career, but it's being dumb. Seriously, being dumbasses.
Mikhailo Polakov from Arizona was...
Oh yeah, I heard about this situation. It was the guy who went over there to that Sentinel Island and got himself arrested. Good. He could have been killed. These people are literally savages. Like the actual definition of savages.
Arrested back in March. Police say the 24-year-old recorded himself leaving a can of Diet Coke on North Sentinel Island.
No offense to this guy, I just kind of really laid out a lot of negativity there at the very beginning. I think this is really stupid, and I just feel kind of, I don't feel bad for him at all.
He left Diet Coke on the beach for these savage Africans that are like tribal people. The gods must be crazy. That's a movie. That's what it reminds me of, where a Coke bottle falls out of the sky, lands on the beach. Good movie, cool movie. Recommend.
But yeah, the North Sentinel Island, you've probably heard of it. I've made a video about it before. It is an island, an uncontacted tribe lives there, and they don't like it when people try to contact them. Recently, a small creator known as Mikhailo Viktorovich Polyakov of the channel Neo-Orientalist decided that his way of breaking the mold of small travel vloggers and content creators who thrive on tourism, his way of breaking that mold was to travel to a little island called North Sentinel Island.
Well, I guess he kind of achieved his goal. He wanted to be famous. Now he's famous. He's got everybody making videos about him.
After posting this to his fans, Polakov travelled for 9 hours to reach North Sentinel Island, which sits between India and Myanmar.
I don't know if you know anything about North Sentinel Island, but it's a small island with an uncontacted tribe that has the technology of bow and arrow. And
no, they're not uncontacted. They're non-contactable. They have been contacted before. And I believe they completely murdered a guy. Okay, so they let somebody in, and then the dude left. They were cool. Disease went rampant throughout their tribe, through all their people. Guy comes back. He gets speared to death. Am I correct in this situation? I'm somewhere around in that area.
They like shooting those bow and arrow at people a lot because they're a small tribe and idiots like Mikhailo Viktorovich Polyakov go there. So this is insane. This story is ridiculous. North Sentinel Island, if you don't know anything about it, is the island straight out of the TV show Lost. It's a wild and untamed jungle island with just a few differences, all right? There's no extremely sinewy, ripped white guy walking around leading the show. The main character isn't a sinewy, ripped white guy who I don't know his name, but I can see him so clearly in my head, that sinewy, ripped white guy in Lost. You know what I'm talking about? There's no white polar bears. That was dumb as f. And a bunch of the other shit that was stupid as f on that island.
I've never seen Lost. I have no idea what the hell he's talking about right now.
All the good parts of the island are the realistic parts. The main difference is that we know where North Sentinel Island is, my friend. Maybe there's more than one. There could be a person watching this, 2 people maybe. Comment down below your full name, address, social security number, and what you had for breakfast, and I will go through and I'll read every single comment today. Yeah, so we know where this island is, unlike the island from the terrible television show Lost. I hate this show so much.
I do too. I've actually seen a few episodes. Did not like it. They threw some kind of twist in there on the episode that I watched, and I was like, oh, it's this kind of show. Not into it. I'm gonna go back to watching Flight 29 down.
The beginning, anyways. It is a small island in Southeast Asia off the southwest coast of the Andaman Islands in the Bay of Bengal. If you don't know where that is, neither the do I, but we have a map here for you. Is this an episode of Slop 60? This isn't that sloppy. It's kind of sloppy. Slop 60. Welcome to another episode, Slop 60. The horn of Jurgen Slop Collar. The horn, the chastity belt of Jurgen Slop Slinger. Also, other differences between the Lost Island and the North Sentinelese Island. There's no smoke monster. I don't believe it's an onomatopoeia for purgatory. It's not an onomatopoeia. It's not purgatory, okay? And there's no Dharma initiative with secret bunkers and an Asian guy. It's populated by the Sentinelese people, not the others. And there's a lot of other differences. There's actually almost 0 similarities, now that I think about it. Now that I feel like an idiot even bringing up that godforsaken shit fest of a show. There's a bunch of pictures of the people, and they're like, ah! They get super excited.
I think there is an episode of Family Guy based on this, where Meg joins like a tribe or something, and then they go rescue her, or is it Chris? I don't remember. One of them, and they go rescue. Oh wait, no, maybe they all went, and they all just left in a helicopter while they were throwing spears at it.
It seems like really fired up whenever people visit. I don't know if it's anger or what kind of level of excitement it is. They say through brain scans that excitement, anxiety, fear, all very similar in the brain. It's just how your body, how you react to it, how you react to the physical stimulus is what really sets you apart. And honestly, I wouldn't be able to tell what these folks are feeling without seeing a damn brain scan out there. I'll tell you what, I mean, this guy in the middle right here, he looks like he's having an excellent time. But the guy on the far right, he looks like he's about to sling an arrow, all right? And then the guy on the far left, he looks like he's waving to his family. And the guy just to the right of him looks like he's actually probably has a big cartoonish overcoat and he's flashing himself in a park. That's what he looks like to me. Not to poke too much fun of the Sentinelese people. I mean, they do launch arrows. I think that's pretty cool.
Honestly, I don't think they're really gonna hear it. I think you keep making fun of these people. I don't think they're gonna be offended. Even if they heard it, I'm pretty sure they don't speak English. Especially not Southern American.
They defend themselves for God and country. They're extremely patriotic. I don't know. I wonder if they better. The Sentinelese people are perhaps the last uncontacted people on the planet, and they're currently living in the technological age we would classify if we were playing a game like Civilization as the Stone Age.
They're playing Far Cry Primal in real life right now. Still.
Pre-Neolithic era. Although, Survival International argues that this is not the case because they use tools made from stone, wood, bone, and metal recovered from shipwrecks, which technically puts them in the Iron Age. I'm not exactly sure, but they didn't get to the Iron Age because they refined metal. They Minecrafted their way through it. Flint and steel. They found a chest with some iron tools, all right? That's what they did, okay? Interesting fact, on top of that, many other uncontacted tribes have acquired metal through intertribal trade without ever having to meet an outsider. So it's happened before. These folks are like the last real bastion of just pure uncontacted, just wildness. It's cool. Now, you can't go to this island. You can't just go there. You can't go hang out. You can't just take a little trip.
Yeah, because these people will fucking kill you and eat you. They're insane. They're probably actually demons.
You know, take a little trip down to the old resort on North Sentinelese Island. You can't do that shit. It is due to the hostility from the North Sentinelese people to those who try to make contact with them.
That's because we tried to kill them with disease by accident. We didn't know. We didn't know that our diseases, that we'd give them smallpox on our blankets.
they're really angry and they have bows. Or really excited, rather. I shouldn't say they're angry, that's unfair. But they're super excited, and their way of expressing excitement is by shooting people with bows and arrows and throwing spears at them and killing them. Visiting the island is actually a crime. It's illegal. India does not allow access to the island or the Sentinelese people. Whether you wish to see that as protecting them from us or protecting us from them, I don't know. It still, regardless of that fact, does not stop Americans with an inflated sense of self-importance and a deflated meatus, penile shaft, aka small penises. It doesn't stop Americans from breaking the law and trying to engage with these Sentinelese people. John Allen.
We call that small pee-pee syndrome around these parts. I can see sometime in the near future somebody taking over Sentinel Island and ingraining these people as global people and just sending them all around the world. I could see that happening 100%, especially if there's a world war going on out there in the ocean.
Alan Chow was an American missionary and travel blogger who shared his travels on his Instagram and his website, and he was killed by the Sentinelese people back in 2018. We did a video about this not that long ago. There's plenty of content on it if you want to learn more.
Oh yeah, I forgot that happened. I think I haven't watched that video. I've seen a lot about the Sentinelese people.
He traveled to the island in an attempt to convert the Sentinelese people to Christianity, believing this to be the last bastion of Satan, Satan's last stronghold.
See, I told you they were demons. I was right. That guy knew it and I knew it. Probably the only two on Earth who knows it. Now you know it.
Which is a crazy, zany, wacky, whimsical thing to do. Let's be real, that's crazy. Also very sad, because he seemed like kind of a nice guy. A lot of these travel people are really nice, but they're also a little funny, I guess you could say.
Little retarded. You can say that. You can say that on YouTube now. They don't care.
John actually paid fishermen to take him to the island, and they were later arrested. He died, they were arrested. He was shot a lot with bows and arrows and stabbed, I'm sure. And
that's what they do. They like to do that. It's their favorite pastime. It's like our baseball.
Who knows what else? The story of John Allen Chow didn't deter the small-time creator we're talking about today, Mikhailo. He's another American attempting to make contact with the Sentinelese, but instead of this time, he's not trying to convert the last bastion of Satan to Christianity. He's just trying to get YouTube views, man, which is pretty epic. Pretty epic.
Pretty epic and based, and I'd probably do the same thing if I was in his position. No, I wouldn't. I would just go to that island where you can see dead people because they don't bury them. Exploring with Josh went there. He almost got canceled because the whole Logan Paul situation was happening at the same time, and he was like, hey, no, I had permission to be here to look at these dead bodies for like a documentarian video.
He's an aspiring Lord Miles, which I don't know if Lord Miles has made it to North Sentinel Island yet. I don't know if he's made it out there yet. Because we get a fact check on that. I think I saw something about that on Twitter, but I'm not exactly sure. This feller, Mikhailo, has 2.8 thousand subscribers and only 6 videos. 6-part series titled Taliban-Controlled Afghanistan Through American Eyes. Genius! Brand safe! Big money! No risk! All those things are not true. But he hangs out. He's got a damn M240. That's crazy. Where'd he get that at? I wonder where he got that from, guys. I wonder where the Taliban got that from. I wonder how they got that.
I'm just gonna leave this here for a second. Just take it in. Because it's true.
Why would the Taliban have an M240? That doesn't make any sense. Seems like Mikhailo's journey to North Sentinel Island was supposed to be the next series that he was trying to record, but he was arrested by the Andaman and Nicobar Island police. He made his attempt in October 2024 using an inflatable kayak, but was reportedly stopped by hotel staff. So this guy sucks. He couldn't even get fishermen to take him. He was trying to float in an inflatable kayak to North Sentinelese Island. Why not just let him go?
Yeah, you know, because he's not gonna be staying long, or he's gonna be staying forever.
You know what I'm saying? Why are they stopping him? I guess because it's a crime, but it's a self-solving issue. Maybe it's fucked up to like torture the North Sentinelese people. This dumbass also made another attempt in January, which also failed. This time he used an inflatable boat with a motor to travel the 35 kilometers to the island from the main Andaman Islands. Got a little bit of a map here for you guys. He spent an hour blowing a whistle off the shore to attract the Sentinelese attention. He landed for 5 minutes He left his offerings of coconut and a Diet Coke on the shore.
No shot they didn't see him. They saw him. He didn't see them. They knew he was there. They were watching. There's no way they didn't hear that whistle and know exactly what it was. This is one of the outsiders. If he comes up here, we're gonna throw all of our spears at him at once and shoot him with arrows.
He took some sand, recorded video, then returned to his boat so he didn't get murdered or killed. He was arrested only 2 days after visiting the island where his GoPro footage was reviewed, and he documented all of his own crimes. You know, you can't really post that and not just go right to jail.
It's just like a nuisance streamer, documenting all the crimes. Show the world how much of an idiot and a piece of shit you are.
I feel like that's kind of not gonna work out that well. So what this guy did is incredibly dangerous, clearly, and irresponsible. Jokes aside, for himself and for the safety of the Sentinelese people, I mean, if he defended himself, tried to defend himself, and it's just so dumb to do this. Like, it doesn't make any sense unless you can, I don't know, I'm not even gonna try to defend it anyway. Maybe they're on WhatsApp though. Hit him up on WhatsApp, see if you can arrange a meet, and then that would be the only way to make it work, I feel like. Maybe WeChat.
Or Discord.
Maybe Billy Dilly. Also, he could have infected them with all sorts of horrible diseases that the rest of the world have been dealing with for...
Hey, that's what I was talking about earlier, yeah. Pretty sure a disease killed like most of their population on that island.
Generations, and these uncontacted people on this isolated island have never come into contact with it, could wipe them out completely. A lot of people are probably asking the question, why is it uncontacted? Why don't they let us come and build McDonald's? Well, there's a few good reasons I've got. Obviously, this is a group that is notorious for their hostility. They killed John Chow and they shot arrows at helicopters that wanted to just check on their welfare, and they easily could have done the same to Mikhailo. They've rejected attempts from the outside world to integrate with their culture, and so the outside world has decided it best to leave them alone and preserve their way of life if they choose so, which is beautiful. I kind of like that. I feel like if they didn't have bows, they would probably be, there'd probably be a resort there. So, you know, what is that? What amendment is that?
Yeah, 100%. They'd have a hotel, they'd have a resort, they'd have activities, a beach. They'd be throwing beach parties there and concerts. Because that's just the way we do. I'm surprised we haven't done that yet, actually. I'm surprised those people are still there. There must be some other reason why we're leaving them alone. Like, we must be doing some kind of weird experiments on them, and that's why they're so pissed off.
Of the Constitution. Due to their chosen isolation, they have no exposure to modern society, they have no brain rot, they have never seen a meme. How sad is that? And more dangerously, like I mentioned,
Shit, that sounds like heaven. I might go live with the Sentinelese people.
modern diseases. Anybody who knows anything about the discovery of the Americas likely knows about the devastation that Europeans brought with them when they began to interact with the native North Americans.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about too. I brought that up earlier. Smallpox on the blankets.
Europeans brought a lot of diseases that the native people had no immunity to. Measles, mumps, chickenpox, smallpox, diphtheria, influenza, pneumonia, typhoid, all those things. And this would, I assume, be the same case for the people of North Sentinel Island who have never come into contact with these horrible diseases that we've built our immunities to for generations. It would be terrible to bring the Sentinelese people the beta variant of COVID-19. That would be really bad for them, because I think there's only like 100 of them or something. 40 people maybe?
That's right. They wouldn't have been affected by COVID, because they're distanced way more than 6 feet.
How many people are on North Sentinel Island? 50? 45? They gotta be inbred, right? Between 50 and 150. Some estimates are as high as 400 or as low as 15. Come on, get your shit straight. Which is it? Those are drastically different numbers. Somebody sent a Predator drone over that thing. Let's get the real numbers. Get a FLIR out there. Just don't drop any missiles or anything. I'm not saying that. I just want to know how many there are out there. That is a limited blood pool, though. That is a limited pool of genes. You know, I'm not sure if that works or whatever, but they don't look like the Habsburg family. And yeah, it seems like Mikhailo was not considering any negative outcome other than him getting a banger-ass video. I seriously doubt he was thinking of any of that. He brought them Diet Coke as an offering. Mikhailo's vid isn't shit compared to what the Nelk Boys did in December 2024. You know about the Nelk Boys? Winners, geniuses, high IQ geniuses.
Oh, that's what that was at the beginning with the tribal guy getting drunk. I think I've seen that video. He drank that whole bottle and he probably never drank anything before.
Upper deckies and stuff.
Cheers. I do want to say, Chief, you're an absolute beauty.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you. Well done, you are, Chief. Thank you.
They contacted a group similar to the Sentinelese, only on an island near Fiji rather than India. The Nelk Boys met up with Forrest Galante, a world-renowned wildlife biologist and TV host. That's according to his About on his YouTube channel. I don't actually know if any of those things are true, but he seems like he knows what the monkey's talking about. I think he's been on Joe Rogan's podcast. And they went to meet up with a tribe of people that have...
The only thing that I know about Forrest Galante, or Galante, I don't know how to pronounce his name. The only thing I know about him is that he rediscovered some previously thought extinct creatures. And that's kind of cool. I think that's pretty cool.
Supposedly only interacted with one white person in 30 years, which has got to be... That is not that many white people in a very long period of time.
They've seen one white person in the last 30 years. His name's Brett. He's out on one of the boats. You're gonna meet him in a minute. Okay?
What?
Yeah, you're remote. You're out here.
The actual visitation of the tribe happens later in the Nelk Boys video, 21 minutes into their 40-minute epic video, and 8 minutes into Forrest Galante's 16-minute video. That stressed me out. Watching that little clip right there, that stressed me the out right there, dude. Holy shit. As soon as they get off the boat, they disembark near the shore, not exactly on it. They become surrounded by men and children from the tribe armed with bows, spears, and clubs. I assume they're trying to assert dominance or intimidate them, something like that. They're hitting the water, and
They probably think that they're under attack. And they're just trying to, you know, cause as much noise and actions as possible to maybe confuse them. Because holy shit, we're being invaded by white people! Wearing polos! And Crocs! And Vans! Damn, Daniel!
grab Steiny off the bat, which is awesome. Everyone's least favorite character, the Nelk Boys. Not really, I don't know. They're welcomed into the village, which it doesn't seem like the most welcoming welcome party ever. Just saying, I'm kind of used to Southern hospitality. That's like that's a different level of hospitality, I've got to say. All right, guys.
Holy fuck! I don't even know where they're taking us. Even the kids scare me.
Yeah. Holy Relic, save me. Nothing happened. That sucks.
I bet there was an old dude that put all this together and told them to freak out the white people because he thinks it's funny. I bet it was the chief. Or maybe they were just doing it as a precaution. I don't know.
They're welcomed into the village and they have to prove that they belong by hunting, which is epic.
In order to stay here, he wants us to feed his village. We got to get flying foxes. For dinner, you should tell him about the pig. He doesn't care you got a pig. He wants to see you hunt bats to show him that you guys are capable of living here.
They brought a pig as an offering, but the village chief doesn't give a single f. He only wants to hunt bats. And the tribe hunts with traditional tools, but the Nelk Boys bring a shotgun, which is awesome. They're already enjoying the luxuries of modern society.
Why don't we give them a weapon and you guys could save hours of your time if you use shotgun.
We had an insurance policy. I didn't trust you boys.
All right, let's get the shotgun out.
There's a Donald Trump USA chant.
Donald Trump USA!
I didn't want to.
USA! Donald Trump USA! Donald Trump USA! Donald Trump USA! Donald Trump USA!
They try kava, which the Nelk Boys describe as being a drug/drink that is like cocaine at first and Novocaine second, so it makes you wired, I guess, and then makes you numb after.
What would you compare it to if you
Coke, the initial hit. It's like cocaine first and then Novocaine after that.
It's gonna be a lit night.
Yeah.
Kava is very popular around the world, especially in Oceania and the Pacific Islands. They give the chief some Howlerhead bourbon and they cheer him on when he chugs it, which a lot of this is so funny, and I feel like I shouldn't laugh because it seems bad.
It seems like when you give a cigarette to a toddler and you laugh at them, you think it's funny. That's what this kind of feels like to me. I mean, I get it, they're adults, but I don't think they really know what they're doing.
There, give them some of that. There we go.
Oh yeah, Chief.
No, it seems like he knows what it is. He hesitated for a second. I think he's come in contact with alcohol before. And I mean, he was drinking that cocaine stuff, so I guess it ain't that bad.
I think that's how COVID started, was eating a bat. Pretty sure. At least that's the story. Whereas there's a Wuhan lab. I'm not sure what the story is. It's not a straight story. It's not an easy one to follow. You'd think it'd be easy to follow.
I can tell you exactly how it went down. A bat fucked a penguin, and then a man fucked the penguin, brought it back to South Park. And that's how all this started.
But it's really not. Is that right, Holy Relic? Then, to make things right with the tribe, they hand out packs of cigarettes and they pass around the vape, which I've got to say, this is way better than the Michaelo, whatever this is, you know, there's a little bit of clickbait in this. These folks got a nice ass house and stuff. This is like a real legit thing that's going on here. That's crazy, dude. I love that.
Yeah, I love how Forrest mentions, oh, they've only seen one white person in 30 years, and it's Brett over there. They probably see black people from regular civilization all the time, because I bet the civilization that's actually around here are African. They'd be black. So they probably come in contact with civilization all the time, because he didn't say that. He just said white people.
You know, everybody can enjoy the culture of America if they want. That is such American culture, though. Vaping in upper deckies.
Show you boys how to pack an upper decky.
Now, I've got to say, it is quite controversial. People are saying, why are you doing this? You're just corrupting the tribe. You're bringing them horrible shit. The clip on Twitter got a lot of backlash. Not that much backlash on YouTube. The comments on Twitter, very, very criminal, because they're, you know, giving they're portraying them as this crazy uncontacted tribe that's never, it's super dangerous, uncontacted tribe, 30 years, no white people. 30 years, no white people. Here, hit my vape. That's like how they're portraying it. And people don't like it. They're saying they corrupted them with American degeneracy, which absolutely seems true to me. It seems funny. It seems like a skit, to be honest, in like a movie or SNL or something like that. But no, it's actually real, and that's the Nelk Boys. They're epic winners.
Well, they took cartons of cigarettes and they knew how to hit a vape. How would they have known what the cigarettes were and how to use them and what they were used for if they've not contacted anybody except for one guy in 30 years? Unless that one guy's just been bringing them orders of cigarettes for 30 years.
After all this went down in the video, they're informed that the tribe would likely fully initiate them, which would take between 1 and 2 weeks.
They're honored by the gifts, the fact that you were able to get bats, the fact that you brought them cigarettes and a pig. You've now moved from first rung of the tribe to full initiation, which is going to take about a week to 2 weeks.
And then they just leave after 1 day because they just wanted, I guess, to get they were just glad that they didn't get killed, because I guess they thought that they were going to get killed by the title. I'm not sure. Dangerous tribe. They didn't seem that dangerous to me. After the very first thing, it seemed like they were extremely friendly. They were just hitting vapes with the, you know, some white boys from America. So I don't know. I'm not a fucking police for how to treat uncontacted tribes.
I feel like if just one of them got sick, if one of those tribe members got sick, they'd all be dead, because they wouldn't trust them anymore, because they'd think that they did some kind of weird voodoo magic and killed one of their members. That could have been really bad. Tends to happen a lot, you know.
But I wouldn't do that. I feel like that's a bad move, to go feed vapes to, like, that would be going back in time to like the Victorian era and giving a child a Sour Boys or something. That can't be good. Just seems dangerous, and like you just shouldn't f that.
I saw they gave an uncontacted African guy a Mountain Dew, and he started having heart palpitations, and he couldn't handle it, and he almost, I think he did pass out. He fainted.
You know? It might hurt them. You know? So yeah, I suppose that is a modern version of colonialism, and it's marked by content farming communities of people who have chosen not to engage with or adopt modern luxuries and lifestyles and prefer to live in isolation and adhere to more traditional ways of life, which there's nothing wrong with that. I think that that's probably extremely beautiful, and you notice a lot of people, when they get money, they just want to do that. They're like, let's go on a ayahuasca trip, and then that's like ruined as well. Like, everything's ruined by people. People just, they suck. We're all gonna die, so it's not a big deal. Really, at the end of it, everyone will die no matter.
I'm never gonna die. I'm gonna be here forever on the internet, living in your screen.
What. Even the people in the tribe will die, and we will die, the people who are not in the tribe, who are in our slightly different tribe with vapes and upper deckies or whatever the According to Survival International, there are around 100 uncontacted tribes in the world. Most of them are in the Amazon rainforest. A lot of them have their survival threatened by disease, racism, and deforestation. And I can't imagine the YouTube inclusion helps that much. I can't imagine it helps that much. Yeah, it's probably not a good vibe.
Yeah, especially when YouTubers, they see somebody went somewhere and they're like, oh, hey, I want to go there too. And you get a bunch of people going there, and then you just completely ruin the magical thing and the reason why people were going there in the first place. You get them all addicted to cigarettes and alcohol.
Survival International also says that the best barrier to prevent deforestation is preserving and protecting territories around these tribes that have recognized land rights, which in turn prevents deforestation, which is pretty cool. But also, it makes them the target for violence because people like to chop down trees to make money. One gigantic territory was recognized as land belonging to an uncontacted tribe before the people were killed by cattle ranchers occupying the land, and that left the last man of that tribe to die of natural causes in 2022. So just completely destroyed by occupiers. I mean, it seems unfair and odd and bad and fucking evil. And obviously, the Nelk boys aren't killing them, but I guess they could have, right? If they didn't take COVID tests or something. Everybody I know is always sick, all the time. So that can't be healthy. Some people argue that actions like those displayed by the Nelk boys or Mikhailo are the first domino to fall in what will eventually lead to the end of the uncontacted tribe, whether it be by transmitting a disease, luring them out of isolation and into a society that they have zero chance of succeeding within, or creating a situation that may provoke the involvement of a larger power, such as an abduction or murder.
Well, if they're integrated into society, they would probably be showed off like a spectacle, like an art piece in a museum, you know? Be carried around like, hey, this is my friend. He's an African from an uncontacted tribe, or he's Amazonian or whatever.
Which it seems like in that case, you're just kind of, you f around and find out. I don't think anybody's gonna go in there and get rescued if you get abducted by the Sentinelese people or any other uncontacted tribe. So hopefully that never happens. But some people on the other side also argue that this brings awareness to these groups so that they can be better recognized and protected. But I think that when you're bringing these people Diet Coke, vapes, and Zen, you're exempting yourself from whether or not there is an argument on either side. You are just an idiot YouTuber. The end. Press like on this video if you want to see more content, more Slop 60 content. Praise the Holy Relic in the comments down below. Go to gump.club to watch uncensored videos. And also, remember, Pilk, Jelk, subscribe, sour.gg, buy some candy.
I didn't expect we were going to be talking about the Jelk boys at the end of this video. I thought we were just going to be talking about Sentinelese. I like that. I like where it went. Love Oompaville. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. I got a split shop link down there in the description. Buy you a t-shirt or a hat or a mug or something. I'm out.